All three of these gems can help you so much on your authenticity journey, on your self-discovery journey, on your self-love journey.
bensound.com.
Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Novaasimone. If you're new here, welcome. I talk about all types of things: self-care, wellness, personal growth. Today I'm going to be talking about astrology. So if you're new here and you like my content, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see all the crazy things I'm talking about. Today is going to be a branch off of my video that I spoke on about our birth charts. If you don't know what our birth chart is, it is where all the planets were when you were born, at your time of birth, at your place of birth, okay? And it talks about where the sun was, where the moon was, where Venus, Mars, Neptune, Jupiter, all of that, where the planets were lying when you were born, the moment you came out the womb. And it talks about how these planetary energies and what signs they were in when you were born affect your life and how it pertains to your personal traits and your life situations. In that video, I asked people to put a house emoji in the comments if they wanted to understand what the houses meant. Now, I'm gonna briefly go over what the houses mean in today's video. We all have 12 houses in our birth chart. Not only do we have different signs in our chart, the signs lie in a certain house. Today, I'm gonna talk about what those houses mean. In order to find your accurate birth chart so that you can see where the 12 houses are and the signs and planets that occupy them, you need to know your birth date, your birth time, that's very important, your birthplace. These are the three main things that you need to know in order to get your accurate birth chart so that you can see where your houses are, where the planets are in those houses, and what signs those houses were in when you were born. If you don't know your birth time, you might be able to find it on your birth certificate. And before we get started, I want you to either go to Google and in the search bar type in Cafe Astrology /birth chart. Or you can download one or both of these apps. One is called Sanctuary, the other one is called The Pattern. Both of these apps can show you your birth charts, but you will still need that information. So do me a favor and pause this video and go type in Cafe Astrology /birth chart or download one of two of those apps and come back when you have your birth chart pulled up. So as I said earlier, I'm gonna go over what the 12 houses mean in our birth charts. Now, to see what this specifically means for you, you have to have your birth chart pulled up so that you can see what planet was in that house and how it affects it, and also what sign that house was in when you were born, okay? It gets a little confusing, but I'm gonna try to break it down as much as possible. I can only give you the general meaning of what the houses mean, and you have to do a little bit more research into what each sign means in that specific house and what each planet's energetic field is like in that specific sign and in that specific house. So I'm gonna start with house 1. And the first house represents our self, our personal identity, our physical appearance, and how we represent ourselves in the world. This house is also associated with the ascendant or the rising sign. That's why you guys need to know your birth chart so you can see what sign was in the ascendant or the rising, because we have the sun, we have the moon, we have Mercury, we also have an ascendant and we have a descendant, and so on and so forth. So pull up that birth chart if you haven't done it so that you can see what I'm talking about. Our second house represents our values, our concerns for personal finances, our possessions, and our self-worth. This house represents how we earn money and our attitude toward material wealth. The third house represents our communication. This relates to how we communicate, how we learn, and local travel. It governs our interactions with siblings, neighbors, and everyday conversations. Our fourth house represents home and family. So our home life, our family dynamics, our emotional foundations, and roots, which often relate to our upbringing and our parents, particularly the mother figure or the maternal influence. Now we're at the fifth house. Now this is our house of creativity and pleasure. It's associated with creativity, romance, entertainment, also children, and our self-expression. This house is surrounded by our hobbies, our artistic pursuits, and our ability to enjoy life. The sixth house represents health and service. This deals with our daily routines, our work life, our health, and our service toward others. It reflects how we manage our time, our approach to wellness, and our environment. Now we're at the seventh house. The seventh house represents partnerships. It relates to relationships, our partnerships, both romantic and business. It also relates to marriage. It relates to how we relate to others in one-on-one conversations. The eighth house is our house of transformation. This represents transformation, sex, shared resources, and matters of life and death. It's linked to intimacy, joint finances, inheritances, and psychological depth. The ninth house is the house of philosophy and travel. This deals with philosophy, higher education, long distance travel, and spirituality. It encourages exploring ideas, cultures, and belief systems. The 10th house represents our career and public image. This deals with our public reputation and achievements. It's also associated with ambitions, authority figures, and how we want to be perceived in the world. The 11th house is our house of friendships and goals. It focuses on friendships, social groups, humanitarian efforts, and aspirations. This house highlights our social networks, community involvement, and future aspirations. Now we've come to the 12th house, which is the last house in our chart. And this house represents our subconscious. And this is the house of the subconscious mind, spirituality, dreams, and hidden matters, such as the occult maybe. It often involves isolation and confinement and the exploration of the mystical or unseen sides of life. Now remember, each house in your natal chart or your birth chart can be influenced by the sign placed within it and the planets that occupy these houses. This can help you have a more clearer understanding of your personality and life experiences. I encourage you to download the pattern or the sanctuary or go on cafeastrology.com. It's easier to find the birth chart section of Cafe Astrology by just going to Google and typing in Cafe Astrology /birth chart in the search bar. Sanctuary briefly goes over your birth chart, the houses, and the planets in a very illustrated manner. The pattern goes over your chart, the planets in your chart, and the aspects of your chart. The pattern also helps you to understand your life pattern. That's what it's all about. It gives you insight into your personality traits. I've been using the pattern for almost 3 years now, and it's so crazy to say, but it truly knows me based off of where the planets were aligned and the houses that they lie in. Once you start to understand your birth chart, you'll see where I'm coming from. Cafe Astrology is basically, in my opinion, a blueprint to you. Once you put in all your birth chart information, it gives you your planets, it gives you your houses, it gives you even your aspects, which is something I'm still learning about now because it includes squares and conjunctions and trines and sextiles, and all of these things are very advanced when it comes to astrology, but trust me, I will get there, and later on in life I will come back with a video about the aspects of our chart, or at least what those things mean. But when I say it gives you a blueprint, not only does it give you the chart, the signs, the planets, and the aspects, but if you keep reading, now there's a lot of reading, but if you want to know about yourself, if you want to get a deeper understanding of who self is, you will read, okay? And it tells you exactly what it means to have Sun in Aries, or Aries in the first house, or Leo in Mars, or Leo in the third house. But I truly encourage you to find out what your birth chart information is so that you can take a deeper look into yourself and you can understand who you are, why you are the way you are, and develop a more compassionate feeling towards yourself and not feel as judged, because we have to remember that we are all unique. I honestly don't think there's anyone on the planet that has the exact same planet alignments, because they move so fast. Sometimes. Unless we're in Mercury retrograde or Saturn retrograde, or... Anyway, that's another video. But you will understand yourself a bit better, and you will feel a lot more fulfilled with knowing who you are and why you are the way you are. This can also help you with living your life in the most authentic way. You can use this information to channel your highest self. Be yourself, be who you are. And I do believe that's the most fulfilling thing, is to just be who you are so that you can be authentic and love who you are. And once you start to understand who you are, it just becomes really easy. So I know y'all probably tired of hearing me say this, but download Sanctuary, okay? In the App Store, download Sanctuary, or the Play Store. Download the pattern, okay? And go to Cafe Astrology to find your birth chart. All three of these gems can help you so much on your authenticity journey, on your self-discovery journey, on your self-love journey. Okay, I'm encouraging y'all to go find out about yourself, and let me know in the comments, and let me know, oh, butterfly, let me know in the comments what your sun sign is, your moon sign, your Mars, Venus, and Mercury. If you could tell me those 5 signs in the comments, I might just do a video on what they mean in each house, if you want. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you fucking with it. Also, show me some love in the comments anyways. It's always a pleasure making these videos. And I will see y'all in the next one, okay? Love y'all.